I'm too aggressive. Yeah, I bet that's not something you ever thought you'd hear said about me, but in today's Mazda MX-5 Cup race on Assetto Corsa, I think I got a bit too carried away. This one is going to showcase me at my absolute best and at my absolute worst. We're at Road Atlanta on Low Fuel Motorsport, and I've qualified P8 on a grid of 24 with a time of 1:38.6. Now 8th might be as good as I can hope for in this one, because I'm 0.4 of a second off Tyler Stewart in 7th. My pace does usually improve as the race goes on and I get more familiar with the combo, but finding an extra half a second here will be tough. Let's see what I can do. Well, here we go then. This is my first Mazda MX-5 Cup race in Low Fuel Motorsport for quite a while, and I was a bit sluggish as the lights went green there. I've already lost some ground to Jude K alongside me. K starting just behind me. P9 on the grid is going to take a wider line through turn 1, so I'm going to have to hug the inside here, and that might cost me another position because Jay Insomniac is now alongside me as well. Jay following K around that fast wider line, so I'm going to back out here, and I'm glad I did because there is mayhem ahead. Several cars on the grass to the inside, so I'm going to take a wider line and sweep around the lot of them. Well, I managed to play that perfectly, easing off at just the right time and then getting back on the gas at just the right time. It's put me up into P6, and there may be other positions up for grabs here. That's Mano Ran in front of me, who was really loose through that left-hander. It's allowed me to pull alongside. Now I'm going to be on the outside line for the next 2 corners here, so I've got to leave space on the inside for Ran, but at the same time I may just be able to carry enough momentum to make this pass stick. And there's Ran on my inside. He's still got a nose ahead of me here, but I carry a fast exit on this outside line, and this may be the opportunity I need to finally get ahead of Ran and up into P5. It looks like I've done it. Well, I am on a real charge now. It is very unusual for me to be this attacking on lap 1 of a race. And it also looks like I've got the run on both Kevin Jelfs and Jude K ahead. Now I'm far enough ahead of Ran to move back over to the right, pull alongside Jelfs. Oh, there's contact between me and Jelfs. And immediately I'm thrown into another battle, this time with my own Mazda, trying to keep it facing in the right direction. It's given Ran the position back, however I will stay in P5 just because Kevin Jelfs lost a couple of places there, but I think that might have been all on me. We'll have to go back and check out a replay to be sure, but first let's see what happened at the start of the lap. Top of the hill, we're going to see first and second go through, and then a big collision between third and fourth. Daniel Ringler getting spun right around there after Mikhail Nikolev tries to move up the inside. We're watching on board from the car behind. That's Nikolev in the red car trying an ambitious move up the inside. Big contact. Nikolev actually did really well to save it, but it slowed a lot of cars down, and I was able to take full advantage. That's me in the green, swooping around the outside and picking up several positions. And the outside line continued to do me favours. This was me getting around Mano Ran. At this point I am up into P5. But here's where it all goes wrong. I'm alongside Kevin Jelfs. Yeah, oh, look at that. That's poor from me. We're on board with Jelfs now. That's K ahead, and there's me drifting back across into Jelfs' line. And I've basically just barged him off the track there. That is not good at all. I'm grateful to see Jelfs rejoin at a loss of only a couple of positions, but yeah, really not good on my part. And if I'd realised at the time just how much I drifted back over into Jelfs' line, I would have certainly given the position back. But for now, I'm concentrating on applying more pressure on Mano Ran. I've already got past Ran once, and it looks like it's going to be easier to do it the second time because Ran missed the apex at the top of the hill there. So I'm continuing to make excellent progress here. I'm now up into P4. In the rearview mirror I can see that Annie Smith has also got past Ran. So yeah, P4, but I'm now 2.5 seconds behind Jude K in P3. What can I do about that? Well, we're jumping forward a couple of laps now, and it does seem like I am a little bit quicker than Jude K. That 2.5 second gap is now down to 2 seconds. However, the much closer challenge is in my rearview mirror. Annie Smith still just 1 second behind. I've switched the TV cam on to watch Smith in 5th position. She's actually going to come under real pressure now from Mikhail Nikolev in 6th. So this could play right into my hands. If Nikolev continues to apply the pressure, Smith is going to have her hands full. And it looks like she may have been a bit wide through T1 there. Is that the opportunity that Nikolev needs to pull alongside and make a move up the inside into turn 2? Well, we've seen Nikolev try that move into turn 2 once already. It didn't end well on the first lap. Thankfully he thought better of it this time, but Smith under real pressure now as they work their way through the S's. Oh, she's hit the curb. That race curb in the middle of the S's is absolutely lethal if you catch it wrong, and Smith has caught it very wrong there. Yeah, it's a really tricky curb, that one. It is possible to ride it, but you just can't ride it at the start. There is a big bump there. We're watching on board now from Mikhail Nikolev's point of view. We'll see the exact moment she hits it right there. And that bump is unsavable. Nikolev up into P5 and now in hot pursuit of me in P4. Well, we've jumped forward to half race distance and you can see that I am visibly closer now to Duke K in P3. The gap just 0.7 of a second. So I'm driving really well here, making excellent progress, and given at the start of the race I couldn't see how I was going to finish any higher than 8th, it is really encouraging to see a podium now within sight. And I'm getting closer still because Kay didn't look at all confident through that uphill left-hander. The gap now is less than half a second, and Kay is wide through here as well. He's clearly seeing me get bigger and bigger in his rear view mirror, and he's starting to feel the pressure. I am on a real charge here. Right, jumping forward a lap. Can I get myself up into 3rd position? Well, a lap ago we saw Kay look really shaky through this section. I managed to gain some real ground up and over this hill. If I do the same again, I will be right on his tail. However, this time it looks like Kay took it a lot smoother, so the gap still 0.5 of a second. The pair of us, though, clearly faster than all the other cars behind. Nikolev is the nearest challenger. He is now more than 4 seconds back. Into this right-hander then before starting the charge down this long back straight. One of the prime overtaking spots at Road Atlanta. Can I get close enough to use the toe to my advantage and make a move on Jude Kay? Well, it doesn't look like it at the moment. However, I will get closer and closer as we get further along this straight. And while an overtake attempt may be off limits, I can still put Kay under pressure here. Maybe even rattle him a little bit into making a mistake. So I'll feign a quick look to the inside just to see if I can spook him a little bit, and it looks like I may have spooked him. He's offline through the chicane, takes too much of the curb on the inside, wide on exit. Oh, but what am I doing? I've followed him into the exact same mistake, and I make it much worse by careering into the bridge. What a ridiculous mistake. This might be race over. I can't believe my car's still running. I've surely picked up damage with that error. Well, my intention was to force Jude Kay into making a mistake. It worked perfectly. He made exactly the type of mistake I wanted him to make, but then I followed him right in there and made it even worse. It's a classic example of target fixation. I was concentrating so much on Kay in front. I ended up following his line, following him wide, and then losing control of it. Incredibly though, I don't appear to have lost any pace. Clearly Assetto Corsa's generous damage model is looking favourably upon me. We've made it to the last lap now, and I've managed to claw my way back to within 1 second of Duke K. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get any closer, but yeah, even with that damage, I am finding some real late race pace here. My last lap time was a 1:38.3. That's 0.3 quicker than I managed in qualifying, and look at the delta for this last lap. I'm almost half a second up again. So yeah, I've unlocked some real pace here. Maybe slamming into that wall to the right there has improved my front aero. Will we come up over the hill for the final time? Sadly, this race is going to finish 1 lap too soon. I think 1 more lap and I would have been right on the tail of Kay again. As it is, I've got to settle for P4. But yeah, that last lap in particular was an absolute flyer from me, a 1:37.7. That was very nearly the fastest lap of the race and on a par with the race winner, Bob Espagna. So yeah, I think I've done some of my best ever driving in this race, but sadly also some of my worst ever driving. I'm still feeling terrible about running Kevin Jelfs off track. I've already sent him a grovelling apology, but I wouldn't blame him one bit if he reported that. And then, of course, I had a potential P3 in the palm of my hand, only to throw it all away with what can only be described as an absolutely ridiculous mistake. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you again on track very soon. Cheers for now.